May Yul Edochie's lawyer has finally cleared the air. He explains the difference between May Yul Edochie's marriage and Regina Daniels, Paned and Lila's marriage. Plus, actress Angela Okori has called out actress Yvonne Jegede. Reaction from actress Etonosa. Hi and welcome back to Get Real with Olivia, my queens and kings, my correct people. Then thank you so much. You guys are duper super awesome. In this particular one, I'm not going to waste time. We are going to dive right into the gist. Hey, my correct people demo. Actress Angela Okori called actress Yvonne Jegede failed actress. Hey! Oh my God, tongues are wagging because of this. In fact, some are now supporting Angela Okori. They said, yes, actress Yvonne Jegede deserves the name that actress Angela Okori just called her. Yes, because she cannot bridle her tongue. She's talking wah, 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 va, 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 choking her mouth in what concerns May. You guys know that. Netizens do not joke with Queen May Yul Edochie. Hey! The woman that the whole world made a queen, you are joking with her. You want to come out and start saying blah 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 about her. Hey, they said actress Angela Okori can go and give her whatever she wants to give to actress Yvonne Jegede. Hey, my people. Now let's read what actress Angela Okori dropped for actress Yvonne Jegede. She said, "Fake actress with no pedigree. Person go just open mouth while like person wey get diarrhea of the mouth. Dey insult another woman pain like what? Na so dis and her use and less cohorts per se their mama dey mad just for propaganda. Oh well, not every mother is a mother. Not every wife is a wife. Some wives are knives. Yvonne, from that podcast, you showed how low and useless you are. You know some Nollywood girls are used to becoming second wives from snatching people's husband. So it's normal to them. Else, how can a woman that sucked her mother's breast for 9 months talk like this? Now you're writing nonsense episode. Numbskull upon say you don't hold for Nollywood, you no blow. Still no get sense. Abeg shift, make I see human beings. Hi! Omo, coming straight from the legit queen. Now, also, actress Yvonne Jegede has tendered public apology. Yet, so she has said that she's very sorry for what she said in that podcast. Omo, what podcast cannot do does not exist. This podcast is really exposing a lot of people. I don't know why each time people get on this podcast, they start saying things that even you that know them will not start saying, is it my friend? Is it this person I know that is saying all these things? Well, okay. Actress Etinos has also given her advice and said, if you don't have mind, if you can't take what the netizens can give you, if you can't take what the social media can give you after your podcast, do not go. My correct people, then we are still going to go into the details of what actress Etinosa has said. But for now, let's hear from Yvonne Jegede, the apology that she has tendered to May Yul Edochie and to the public at large. This is what she dropped. She said, I want to clarify that my remarks about polygamy were meant to reflect its cultural context and to emphasize that how it is practiced is cruel. My goal was to convey that polygamy is part of our culture, but what matters is how it is approached. Unfortunately, this message was lost in my articulation. I want to stress that my comments were not intended to trivialize the pain of Mrs. May Edochie or any woman going through similar struggle. I do not claim to have advanced knowledge of the personal circumstances between your Edochie and his ex-wife. I claim to communicate that we all make wrong decisions sometimes. Those decisions happen in marriages and we should do something about them instead of enduring perpetual pain. In doing something about it, some people separate, some people divorce, while some seek the help of professionals. I firmly believe that everyone deserves love, attention, and care, most especially women. I apologize if my statement did not effectively convey this sentiment. I am grateful for the opportunity to clarify my intentions and express my sincere apologies to anyone who was hurt by my words. Yeah. Hmm. So this whole her write-up is not just clearing at all. Let me read this particular one so that you guys can understand what she's talking about here. Okay. Actress Yvonne Jegede has tendered a public apology to May Yul Edochie, the estranged wife of actor Yul Edochie, over her recent comment of Yul venturing into polygamy. While speaking on a podcast recently, the single mom of one said she doesn't see anything wrong in Yo taking a second wife. Ms. Jegede said some people criticizing Yo come from families with second or third wives. She urged them to refrain from attacking the actor for his choice. You see this same Yul Edochie, 99% of people that are abusing him on the internet are from second wives, third wives, fourth wives, and even fifth wives. Sometimes some of them come from wives that the family does not even know about. Let's all stop being silly on the internet. That's exactly what actress Yvonne Jegede said. He is owing his BSc with his chest, but nobody is going to support him. Not even me. I have to stand with the crowd so they don't curse me. I don't see anything he's done wrong. Most of us are from second wives, Jegede said. Further expressing her support for Yul Edochie, Jegede questioned the double standards surrounding polygamous relationships, specifically citing the case of Ned Nwoko and Regina Daniels. The actress was heavily criticized by social media users who felt her comments were intended to slight May, who they opined has endured so much pain since the crash of her marriage to the actor. In a statement released, Yvonne said she has realized that her words were not articulated in a way that convey her true intentions and has been misconstrued as insensitive, particularly towards May Edochie, who she said is a woman that has endured significantly pain and hardship occasioned by a strange marriage. I deeply regret that my comments were perceived as adding to her distress. It was never my intention to cause any pain or disrespect. I am truly sorry, Miss Jagede said. She further stated that her words were misinterpreted and that in the course of the interview, she spoke about her own failed marriage and the struggles of single mothers, aiming to shed light on these. So this is what actress Jegede has explained in this her public apology that she has tendered today to Mayor Edochie and to the public. So guys, please, I know we all have acted in anger and saying that she disrespected Mayor Edochie. Almost everybody didn't take it lightly with her. So please, guys, forgive her. She has apologized. She said it was a mistake. Her main intention was not actually conveyed the way she wanted to convey it. Okay. One thing is for one to err, and another thing is for you to realize that you have erred, that you have done something wrong, that you have said what you're not supposed to say. Since she has apologized, please, guys, tamper justice with mercy and forgive her. Let's continue to love her the way we used to love her. Okay, she's still our girl. All right. Now let's hear from actress 8 Nosa the advice that she has given to all her colleagues, including actress Yvonne Jegede, because she is the main reason why she actually wrote this. But this her write-up goes to everyone. Yeah, she's actually talking to everyone, both male and female, not just to actress Yvonne Jegede. She said, if you know, get strong mind, no go any podcast, else your mind no go touch ground. And if you must go, have a plan of what you will say there to avoid getting carried away and letting unfortunate things slip out that you have to apologize for, because those studios and colors are set up to ease your mind and you intend to lose guard without proper plan. Meanwhile, the podcast is counting their dollars and they didn't even pay you a dime. God forbid. So please, everyone should take this advice. If they set you guys up and put colors everywhere, is looking so super fine and all that. Oh, breeze, or there's a breeze, AC is blowing you, too much excitement in there that you forget that this thing you are saying, It's not going to be easy out there with the social media users. Please let us all be guided. If you are going to a podcast, that's one thing I love about this guy, Jim Ike, actor Jim Ike. Actor Jim Ike went to a particular podcast. That day was the day I gave him his maximum respect. They were throwing questions at him, throwing questions, trying to make him to make mistake. They were trying to make him say something wrong, something bad about his marriage and all that, to talk down on his ex and everything. They were throwing these questions. The guy refused. The guy stood his ground. In fact, he got to a stage that he even wanted to change it for the person that was asking him the questions. That was, at that point, they stopped asking him the question. They were already saying it that, this guy is ready to change it for us. And even me that was watching, I was like, Jim Mike won't change them for them. They were trying so hard to put words into his mouth so that he can commit, so that people can drag him out there while they are cashing and making their money. Do you guys understand? All right. This being said, let's hear from the lawyer of Queen May Yul Edochie, what he has to say, how he has explained the differences between Regina Daniels' marriage with Paned Nwoko and that of May Yul Edochie and actor Yul himself. Let's hear from this lawyer.
You have a marriage under the Marriage Act and you try to marry a second one or marry a second one, that is a crime. So everybody who wants to marry, a smart person who wants to marry in Nigeria, should ask himself, what do you want? What do I want? What sort of marriage do I want? What sort of life do I want to live? Then you choose which law should govern your marriage. So Ned Nwoko is an intelligent man. He's a lawyer. He's well-traveled. Ned knew he wanted more than one wife. He knew. So he did not marry any woman under the Marriage Act. So he made it clear to everybody that he has right to marry more women. Also, Ned is a Muslim, but he did not marry under the Sharia. He married under the customary law of Anyoma people in Delta State, where he is from. So, Ned's marriage to Regina or any of his wives does not violate any law. It does not violate any promise. It does not violate any expectations of monogamy, because he was from the beginning clear that he was not going to be in a monogamous marriage. He wanted polygamy. So Ned did not violate any law. Compared to Yul Edochie, Yul married May under the Marriage Act. In the Marriage Act, it's very clear. And by marrying her under the Marriage Act, he and May understood they were going into a monogamous marriage. May understood there would not be a second wife. May understood from the beginning that she would be the only wife. Everybody around them, children, parents, understood that they would be in a monogamous marriage. So when Yul began to try to marry Judy, Yul was violating the law. He was violating a fundamental promise. He was violating his vow. He was committing an offense. Even if you don't enforce that offense, he committed a crime. So how can you compare the two? You can't. Anybody comparing the two is plain stupid.
Because they're on a different track. Ned Nwoko is following his track and his rights on that track, according to law. Yul Edochie followed the English track, the Marriage Act track, and then wants to switch. In the middle of the race, he wanted to jump into another track that is stupid. That's not right. You can't compare them. Now, let us do other things. There is something else you have to deal with when you come to marriage. You're dealing with the issue of fairness. 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 The promises you made to your wife at the beginning of this marriage, are you keeping to it? Are you keeping to that promise? You promised her monogamy, you promised her faithfulness, and you went sleeping with another woman for 6 years, you secret, living a double life? No. Ned was clear. Ned told Regina. Regina saw it. Regina saw that Ned was married. And Ned told Regina, I'm going into a polygamy. And Ned told his other wives, according to them, they all understood it. They all welcomed Regina. So there was no deception. There was no fraud. There was no lie in Ned's case. But compared to Yul was a bloody liar. He lived a double life with a secret woman who was possibly married to another man. That's what we call double-edged adultery. Adultery against your wife, adultery against the husband of the woman you're messing around with. How dare you compare the two? Regina wasn't married to anybody when Ned met her. Indeed, Ned is proud that she was a virgin. And Ned was very candid. Regina was well informed. Even though so young, Regina's mother was involved in the process. So a parental consent and parental participation was achieved. So Ned played it straight. In accordance with his belief and system, he wanted polygamy, and he pursued polygamy consistent with the law of his country. But Yul May Edochie did something else. And have you ever seen Ned attacking any of the wives? I mean, have you ever seen Ned attacking any of his wives? Have you ever seen Regina attacking any of Ned's wives? With Ned's other wives? Regina is praising them instead. But what do you have in Judy? Judy is monstrously pursuing a campaign of calumny and smear against men. And you dare compare them. Something else you people don't understand, but you gotta understand today. Ned is taking care of all the children, all his children. He's paying their school fees, he's feeding them. Yul is not doing that.